What's up, Knife Tube? It's Diamond Cut Steel, and you guys are going to learn something today. All right, so what we have, if you remember, I cut test this Kershaw Chill in 8cr on the factory edge, and it went, if I can find it, 16 cuts on half-inch sisal ropes. So what we're going to do, we're going to recut test it. We went ahead and removed a decent bit of steel off of it. I did the sharpenings on the channel like 2 or 3 videos back, and it is finished on a DMT 600. So we got a nice and very toothy edge. So we're going to recut test this knife and see how it does, and just show the difference between a factory edge and after a sharpening or two. And that sharpening, I intentionally removed probably 2 to 3 sharpenings worth of steel, because typically I don't like to cut test knives until they're on their 3rd or 4th sharpening. That way I know I've removed any of that heat fatigue steel from the factory sharpening. So here is where we're at. We got a nice, sharp, aggressive edge right now. Nice and toothy. Nice and toothy. Very toothy. This is a perfect edge for 8cr. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start the cut test. There's 10. We got about 1.1 inch of cutting area. Looking good. Okay, there's 20 cuts. Still feeling good. Feeling good. Still blasting through the rope. That's 30 cuts. Remember, this edge wasn't push cutting to start because it's so toothy. So I can't push cut like I do on some edges. I'm just looking for any grabs that want to tear the paper. That's 30. My finger's sore. I do feel the bite starting to fall off slightly. Bite's falling off a lot. There's 40. Yeah, I think we're getting close. We are definitely getting close. Almost. We'll check it at 5 cuts in. Okay. The bite has significantly fell off. There's 5. Yep, I do believe we got a catch. All right, that looks good to me. Yep, we're going to call it there. That's 45 cuts. So we went 29 cuts more. See any? So only minor glinting. Edge still feels okay. I just feel the apex is rolled. Strop should take that right out. But you know, that's basically on par. But 45 cuts. That's roughly what it's about average for 14C. Actually, a little better than 14C. All right, so we're going to do 6 passes on 5 micron. I can definitely feel the roll. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That should be right back to easily paper slicing. Looking good. Actually refined off that edge a little bit. I mean, of course, I'm going to lose some bite, but now I can actually push cut. Is where I couldn't before because the edge is too aggressive. See? We'll go to where go back here on fresh edge, I can't push cut there because the edge is just too toothy. But after the strop, I can actually push cut now. Now, of course, it's going to lose some bite because of that. You know, the strop definitely refined that apex, but I can feel the apex had rolled. So, well, yeah, that's easily back to shaving. Let's see. They easily shave. Man, I got some dry skin. Let's see. Can y'all see? Yeah, easily shaving. There's where we're at. I don't see any glinting anymore. But it's going to be quite a bit less bite. Oh, yeah. Definitely, I mean, it's sharp, but the bite fell off significantly. Yeah, that definitely took the bite down quite a bit. But that's a prime example of what I mean by, you know, factory edges. Testing them don't tell you anything about the knife. It really doesn't. This knife struggled to get 16 cuts on the factory edge, but you know, now it did 45. I will say, if you notice something, just after those 3 or 4 cuts I just did just then, look, remember it was push cut and easy. Now watch. It's wanting to skip. You know why? Because there's a roll. See that cutting right there fatigued that steel enough that stropping it back, that steel is weakened, and just a couple cuts, and the apex is already wanting to, you know, roll over. I guarantee you, if I continued this cut test right now, the edge would be back rolled probably within 10 more cuts. In fact, I'll do it. And this is what I mean about fatigued steel and why you can strop a knife back, and if as soon as you reach that point of where you strop it back, and then you notice it doesn't take very much cutting before you have to restrop it again, and then the next time even less cutting before you need to restrop it again, and then the next time even less cutting, that's because that apex, the steel around that apex, is fatigued and it needs to be removed. So, you know, each time you strop that edge back, that steel is being especially if you have like a roll. You strop that edge back, you kind of realign that edge, and think of just like bending metal back and forth. It fatigues. That's exactly what's happening. So we'll just do it for shits and giggles. So I think that was 3 cuts. It was 3 cuts, I believe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where's a piece of paper? Remember, it was push cutting no problem after the strop back. Yeah, that's it. Let's see if it's skipping. So there's definitely a roll in it. Oh, yep, see it? So now if I strop it back, that was 10 cuts. We're just going to go ahead and show y'all. I'm going to strop it back. It's 5 microns. We're going to do 10 passes. That way I can get it back to screaming sharp. 3, 4, 5. Can definitely feel the roll. Okay. That's just 5 micron on leather. We're push, cut, and sharp again. Okay. Now let's, I bet you by 5 cuts, it's already rolled again. Cuts great. 1, 2, 3. I can already feel it getting harder. 4 and 5. Okay, let's see where we're at. Oh, 5. It'll go more than 5. It's probably going to do about 10 again. Okay. 1. I can definitely feel it getting harder. 2, 3. Okay. There you go. So it's about, did 10 again basically before ripping. That'll get less and less the more you strop it back. Because that steel has been fatigued and it needs to go. So there you go. Remember, don't worry about how you're when you get a new knife and it's on the factory edge and you're cutting with it and it seems like it goes dull relatively quickly. Don't even pay attention to that as far as your edge retention. Like say you buy a new knife in S30V and it seems like it goes dull really quickly or faster than it should. Don't say, oh man, this knife is no good. Like this steel just doesn't perform. Until you're 3, 4 sharpenings in, you're really not going to have any idea of how that knife is actually going to perform. I mean, you see, one edge, I went from 16 cuts to 45. I removed probably 2 sharpenings worth of steel. Another sharpening on this, another sharpening or 2, and the edge retention is going to be even better than it is right now. I would say, now is it going to be a lot? No, it's not going to change a lot from here on out. I'd say 2 more sharpenings, I may gain another 5, 6 cuts, so right around 50. Because that's about all the composition is going to do. But yeah, that factory edge is seriously fatigued. And you really shouldn't worry about it. That's why when I get a new knife that I'm going to actually use, especially if it's in a high performance steel, I typically don't even use the factory edge. I cut it off, put my edge on it, remove a little more steel than one sharpening needs. That's equivalent to about 2 edges. I use it. Once that edge is gone, cut it off. Fresh sharpening, remove about another 2 sharpenings worth of steel, and now I know I'm about where that knife is going to really start performing. Don't count factory edges. They're basically irrelevant. They don't tell you anything about a knife. That's just how it is. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.